Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Buddy and Stephanie here from the Dimon Homestead, and today we are at the rental property. And like every time, we are in between tenants at the rental property. There are lots of repairs and upgrades and things like that are done around the house to keep it in good shape. This time, though, a little bit more than we expected. A little bit more. So we were hoping it would be the standard, deep clean of the house and nothing major. But when we came out here after the tenant that was just in here moved out.
Which they were great tenants.
Yeah, good tenants. This is just an old home. It's an older home. And we realized that the house really needed to be painted again, inside and outside. So we have someone here doing the exterior painting right now, and just kind of matching all the colors, caulking all the little creases and gaps. And this is the same guy that painted our house when we had it changed from yellow to black and white. Really good. He does a great job. But let me show you the big one that we were not expecting. So this is our kitchen.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Welcome to the kitchen. So we were inspecting all the tiles. I feel like there's a couple of cracked ones that we have to replace every single time a tenant moves out, that's what we were doing, our standard tile replacing. You can see here, this is one of the tiles that we pulled up, and you can see all the putty and everything, grout underneath it. But when we got to here, we noticed that the subfloor was wet right here and soft, which is not good. So we started pulling tiles up, and we saw that there was no leak, there was no water leaking, and obviously when you get over here it's not wet. But this plastic is holding moisture, and what we think is the issue is that all of the grout has just cracked over time and allowed moisture to get up under it, and this plastic is not very great. Obviously you can see all these holes and stuff in it.
I did that.
Well, I know, but still it's pretty thin. And the plastic is trapping the water underneath it. So
yeah, you can see that right here. Look, you can see that the water, even though I took a square out right here, I was seeing if maybe we could just air it out, but you can't. It's just rubbing your finger against it, you can see that there's still water underneath here.
Yeah.
And that's going to have mold and mildew, and definitely not what we want our tenants to be living in.
yeah.
So
So
pull this up.
plan is now we're just going to go ahead and rip it all up. We're going to rip it all up, and we're going to start fresh.
To be clear, we bought the house years ago with this flooring already installed, and this is a pier and beam home. It's not on a slab, so it has to have a subfloor. Like they put, you've got your beams across, and then they put down weather treated subfloor, and then a layer of moisture barrier, which is what that is, and then you kind of layer it to where you have your actual interior flooring, right? So I'm not sure who installed this. I don't know how long the floor's been like this, or how long this tile's been down. It's been here for the 4 years that we've owned it.
Yeah.
But now that tiles are starting to crack and the floor you can feel is soft in some areas, we are gonna have to now maintain this and take it up and do it and fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it right.
Yeah.
Cut all the subfloor that got wet.
Yeah.
Cut it all out,
Cut it all
replace
out.
it, put all new moisture barrier down, and there's much better moisture barriers out there than plastic.
Sheets of plastic, yeah.
So
breathable
we'll do a better moisture barrier and then retile it. We are not the greatest of tilers. I've done one tile project in my entire life, and it was not fantastic at all. It's still there. It's in Pops' storage shed. When I lived there, the tile's still there. Never got around to grouting it.
I remember that when we were dating, and I was like, why is there no grout in this tile? And Buddy was just like, I don't.
So Yeah, we'll probably have to get some assistance with that. But yeah, the other one would go in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, the other repair.
So we were kind of disappointed because we hired a contractor out to do the renovation in here. And we noticed when we got up here that all the sheetrock around the shower was wet. So I cut all the sheetrock out, and behind it, it was the wood that they screwed this shower head into was literally like those paint stirring sticks. This like thin little pieces of wood that they had just kind of screwed it to and left hanging loose in there, which really annoyed me. So I cut all that out, put a solid 2x4 in between the studs, anchored it down and anchored the shower head onto it. And then Steph came by and did the putty and taping and floating.
That's what I love to do.
Yeah, that's what Steph, that's her
I love
favorite thing. So that's repaired. I didn't see any other water damage anywhere else. It was just this. This was not on very tight because there was no anchor for you to like crank down when you're screwing it in. So the fact that this was loose, there was this slow drip coming out right here and just dripping onto the sheetrock right here. So that has been fixed. And this will all look nice once it gets repainted. We cut all the old caulk out of here and we're gonna re-caulk everything in the ceiling, in the shower. And then from that point, we'll probably do just the standard deep clean of the carpets and wipe everything down. And
yeah, we're gonna have Jose come in and go ahead and repaint the interior as well.
Yeah.
Just because it's been like this for four years and different tenants, and you can only magic erase so many kids' handprints and crayons. So he's gonna come back and we're gonna do a fresh coat of paint on the inside. The carpet's in decent shape. We've had that cleaned in between tenants each time, so it's actually not. We also don't have anyone who had pets here.
Yeah.
So that helped.
And it was new when we bought
the
it.
carpet was new, yeah. So, other than just like those minor things, plus the big job is going to be the tile.
And the subfloor.
And the subfloor, which
Yeah.
I think we're still debating on if we're going to do that ourselves.
I brought some of this scrap from the barn because there are some pieces of the toe board in here that need to be replaced, quarter round that need to be replaced. You can see they've been kind of smashed up and the paint's coming off of them. So
water damage.
Yeah, water from just coming out of the shower, bathtub, and getting that stuff weak. So we're gonna replace that.
I just noticed we need to tighten that.
Yeah, this needs to be tightened down. All this stuff needs to be tightened down.
Yeah.
But we did, just recently, I know we talked about it in our live, but we put a brand new AC unit in this home.
Yeah.
That was an unexpected, very large expense. And, during the Texas freeze, we had to redo all the plumbing, so everything is PEX now. But, like I was saying, we've done a whole lot to this house since we've had it. When we first bought it, there was holes all in this porch roof. Water, leaves, and everything were just pouring through it. Replaced the entire roof of this back porch.
We actually had to lift up the slope because what was happening is the grade of your roof, when you add on a porch, you can't have your roof come and then the roof of pitch of your porch be flat, and that's what they had previously.
Yeah.
And the water was backing up and sitting and pooling, creating these low.
Yeah, they had
rotted out.
They had all these 1x4s. It's hard to see that, but 1x4s up there, and that was all they had. And then we had to lift it and do 2x4s.
Yeah, we had to just create a slope so the water would run off, and then we put tin up there so that it would hold up.
Here's this monster unit.
Yeah.
This thing is the new AC unit installed in the house. The inside and outside unit were replaced. Yeah, screen's ripped. Every time we do a walk, we see
Yeah.
more little things that we need to take care of. But yeah, this is just the kind of stuff that goes along with rental properties. You know, most people or the tenants that are here aren't going to be doing any updates or upkeep or anything like that. They're just renters. They're just living here for a year or two or however long it may be. So it's up to us to, any extra little bit of money that we get from the rent, we keep it set aside in its own account and don't touch it, because we're going to dump every bit of it, if not more. Mostly it's more. Even, you know, we'll dump every bit of that money that we made off of it, as well as some of our own money for the upgrades and upkeeps, especially in an older home like this.
Yeah, what I often tell people that are interested in becoming a landlord or interested in owning rental properties is that don't expect it to be your cash cow. Like, don't expect you to have an extra $300, $400 a month and buy a new truck with it or something, because ACs and water heaters and freezes and fencing blows over.
Yeah.
I mean, we did all this.
Every bit of privacy fencing around the home is new, because during the freeze, the weight of the ice and the wind just blew it over.
Yeah, it was also very old fenced.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what you call sweat equity. When you get in there and you do the work yourself, or you try to find people that will help you, like Jose, but you make these repairs and then you hold on to it, right? Like, long term. It's a long-term investment. And kind of like the stock market, where people put their money in the stock market and they hold, you know, hold and keep it there, and the market goes up and down. But you've got this investment property that you bought at a low price, and then over the years your values go up, or that's what you hope. And like ours has, you know, and this area has grown, and so it's a long-term investment, and it's a lot of work. But eventually, when we do sell this and roll it over to another property, the return will be great, as long as you keep it up. If you're a slumlord and you just let your house disintegrate, and it's going to be really hard to get a return of investment.
For sure. Couple little things, you know, we put all this skirting on here many years ago, and some of this gonna have to be touched up. We have a lot extra inside that storage shed right there to be touched up a little bit. And yeah.
I want to talk about something too. Back to the investment part of it.
And there's the front that's getting painted right now.
Looks really nice.
Yeah, it does. Looks really good.
You just caulked all the corners and stuff.
Yeah. All these gaps. He came through and caulked all of this. So yeah. It's coming along. Alright, what's up, babe? What do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, just back to like the investment part of it, is that, like, for me as being a real estate agent, I don't have I don't have a typical 401k, right? So I think I've talked about this a little bit in the past, that you have teacher's retirement, but my retirement is investing any extra money that you would normally have, like with a Roth IRA or the stock market. People have different preferences for how they want to set up their retirement goals. But for us, we decided that any extra little money we would set it aside for like a nest egg of a down payment on rental properties. And then eventually you build your portfolio, and then the hope is when you're at retirement age, those are either paid off and you can use some of that monthly income for your own, or you may want to sell off your whole portfolio and just have that as your 401k that you draw from, or your Roth IRA, or whatever it may be. So, you know, my advice is just that if you wanted to diversify your investments, real estate I think is always a good option. You just gotta have to make sure that you, I don't know, get with a professional or time it right with it. Rates are good or whatever, but yeah, this is definitely our retirement plan, and I think it's a good plan for us.
Yeah, so that's what we got going on this weekend, and it's worth it in the end. Everything we put into both of our rental properties. The other one was brand new construction, so obviously needs a little bit less, even though it still needs work and updating and all that kind of stuff. We have had to put things into it, AC repairs, things like that, which kind of
Termites.
Oh, termites, yeah.
Things that you just can't really expect, with like things that you wouldn't think would happen, but they end up happening.
But this was our first rental property that we ever bought. Beautiful little lot, good trees and quiet neighborhood. I don't know. It's a awesome little house.
Yeah.
But the older the house, the more work it needs.
True.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this one, guys.
Wish us luck on our tile journey.
Kitchen tile journey. Yeah. All right. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
On the Denman homestead, where the sun sets golden in the west, we live in harmony with nature, doing what we love best. From the garden to the kitchen, and the bees inside their hive. On the Denman homestead, come along and plant, nourish, thrive.